Keep an eye on these stocks. Guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Alex, and these are the most important earnings coming out this week. If you liked how I skipped past the BS and gave you what you wanted straight away, make sure you subscribe to the channel so I can get this to you every single week. We've got some big names here like DocuSign, ULTA, Adobe, and you're probably noticing that this is color-coded. So in purple are stocks that I've traded from experience in the past, and I know that they will produce to you incredible profits if you know how to trade them. In pink, we've got well-known names like, XPEV, the EV auto company that everyone's talking about, Tattooed Chef, Jinko Solar. So guys, if you haven't taken a screenshot by now, go ahead and do so. It's going to help you narrow down your focus and attention going into this week. You guys know it's a crazy market. 1 hour goes up 30 points, another hour drops 50 points. I mean, you want to have a solid game plan going into this week, and that's why we do these videos every single Sunday. So make sure you have your notification bell on, and if this video does help you prepare for this week, don't forget to leave a like on it. But that being said, I want to give you some insights since I have traded a lot of these companies many times before. So what I want to point out here to start off is ULTA is actually one of the most bullish stocks in the entire market right now, and I can easily prove that to you in like 2 seconds. Check this out. So when the market sells off, over 200 points from 39.50 down to 37.50, what was ULTA actually doing, right? Look at the market, it's going down. ULTA is actually going higher. And so look at the drops in ULTA, right? During that time, the S&P is dropping really, really hard. Well, they're actually still buying ULTA, okay? And then second thing you should notice is look at the drops in ULTA. Yeah, sometimes they look a little scary, but overall, not even close to, the drops we're getting in these other companies. So you need to understand that ULTA is a very bullish company. It's running up hugely into earnings, and so any miss on earnings leads to what? A big correction. And I see this all the time with ULTA. They always love to run up into earnings, and then they always drop. Now, not necessarily every time, okay, but it's a pretty high probability. And, I could tell you, okay, it's usually a bearish stock after earnings, but if you don't know when to get in and when to get out, the information really does you know well, because does you know good, not does you know well, but check this out, right? So for example, we traded ULTA last quarter, and let's zoom out and I'll show you what happened. You wanted to short the bounce, but let's say I told you, okay, ULTA is a bearish stock after earnings, so you go ahead, short it at the open, and then it rises 10 points on you and you close for a loss. Then it reverses lower. You see what I mean? So this is why you actually have to have a system to define your entries and your exits. And so there's so many variables that go into a trade. So once again, I could say it's bearish and you can still mess it up. Let me give you a few examples. First example, getting a bad entry at the open, not waiting, not being patient for the bounce. Second mistake you could make on an amazing trade like ULTA last quarter is going too far out of the money and then they expire worthless on a Friday. And then third mistake you could make is you don't trust in the process. So for example, they beat earnings last quarter, and so you might have been thinking, oh, Alex is a dumbass. Look at them, they're rocketing higher at the open. Fuck Alex, I'm jumping in calls, and then it reverses on you. So you see, there's so many ways to fuck up a good trade. And so many people, maybe even you watching this video right now, have that ego, and they let it stop them from succeeding because they're too stubborn, and they want to convince themselves that they've got it all figured out. So if that sounds like you, the first step to correct that, just be honest with yourself. If you've been trading unsuccessfully for a while, it's probably because you're not doing things right. So you got to stop telling yourself that you know what you're doing, because you just don't know what you're doing, right? No one, I'm not trying to sound rude here at all. Just trying to help you open your eyes and be honest with yourself. And once you do that, you're going to see your trading take off to that next level. So looking forward to trading ULTA here with our group on Friday. Now, another stock you should definitely be looking out for this week is going to be docusign. Now, we traded this one last quarter and nailed it as well. Basically, it gapped up here past the top level, so we rode the bullish momentum to the call side on the way up, and then it actually runs out of steam and momentum, and we reversed into puts for a beautiful move to the downside. So we nailed this one. Phenomenal trade last quarter. You can see that here, right? Gaps up, rockets high at the open, runs out of momentum, comes back down, took advantage of that, and it was highly profitable. And I just want to put things into perspective. This is not what I did, but I wish I did, okay? Because check this out. $10,000 in a puts here. Well, if you drop from 255 down to 215, that's a, 40-point drop. Guys, a 40-point drop on a stock like DocuSign can turn $10,000 into $40,000. I mean, that's an incredible trade there. And 10,000 to 400,000, that might be an over-exaggeration. It might have been like 10,000 to 200,000 if you execute it perfectly. But the point is, yes, you don't have to execute perfectly. You're likely not going to execute perfectly. But the fact is that the opportunity and the potential is absolutely there with DocuSign. So just keep an eye on this one. I'm not sure if we'll be trading it this quarter because it's not as good of a setup. Now guys, final thing I really want to point out in this video is that earnings season is starting to cool down, right? It was just last week we had like, what, 15 awesome stocks to trade. This week it's starting to dwindle. We've got about 6 good companies to trade, right? So as earnings season progresses, we get a lot of the big names out of the way, which leaves us with less opportunity. And so once earnings season's over, you really got to come back to reality here. And the truth is, if you don't have a system and a process to win, no matter if it's earnings season or not, you're going to get bent over by the market. So I don't want that to happen to you. So if you want to make like, I don't know, 10,000, 5,000, really just depends on your account size. You want to join us, make some money, do that through the link in the description. Remember, if you want this earnings table sent to you every single week, that link's in the description. But guys, I'm looking forward to this week. Let's rock and roll. Don't forget to drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it. My name is Alex. Hope this helped you. I'll see you soon. Bye.